Oh, wow. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Okay, sorry. I thought we were all sleeping. I just thought the party's today, not yesterday, so I figured you would be a little awake. Yes, we would. Yeah, very good. Okay, cool. So let's take that logo out, right? Thank you so much for joining me early in the morning. Where I come from is still 8:40. Well, where I live is still 8:40 in the morning, so it's quite early. I'm going to try to make this short and sweet. May be funny, but my experience, this is my third Pocket Gamer. People don't really laugh at my jokes here. I just think it's a personality issue, but that's fine. Bear with me, yeah? Okay, cool. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience as a producer, creating teams and shipping games. So who am I and why am I here and not there? I'm from Brazil. Like, where is she? She's gone. There was another Brazilian here. I'm from Brazil, and I've been working as a game producer for a little bit more than 8 years now. I had my own studio back in Sao Paulo. I sold it. I worked in companies like Square Enix, and now I am at King. There was a bunch of other companies in the middle as well. I've worked with video games in Brazil, Mexico, Chile, Germany, Sweden, and now in the UK. I'm based in London. And as you can imagine, every type of team, size, color, language that you can possibly think, haven't heard, but most of them, yes. I've done console games for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, which sounds exciting, but it's really crazy. Work with mobile, web, Facebook, and so on and so forth. So I've been doing this for a little bit now. And I want to talk about building a team. So please, this is all based on my experience. These are no rules, adapted as you see fit, but hopefully there's some inspiration or learnings or takeaways that you can take from all this. Okay? Okay, there you go, guys. This is it. See, I'm from Brazil. I need these things. There are going to be 2 quotes I'm going to share with you today. This is one of them, and they're very important for me. Simon said it's better to have a great team than a team of greats. And I learned that that's very, very true. We had, there was a company that I worked for, we had lots of budgets, and we could hire like people that were very expensive. I still don't make as much as those people did, not even close, but they were real superstars. They were the best at what they did. They made games that I'm a fan. I went to the guy at an interview and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna interview the guy that made the game that I have the collector's edition. That sounds amazing. But my experience, and after years, I found out that it's not about the superstars. It's about your team. It's about the mix of people you put together. That makes a great team. It's not about 1, it's not about 2, it's about 80, 50, 16, I don't know how many people, but it's about the group. And building successful teams, it demands effort. So who here is in charge of a team? Who here is a leader of a team? Please raise your hand. I can't see you because there are lights. Okay, great. Cool. It's super hard, right? You would agree with me. Building a team takes time, takes effort, especially the right team. And there are many categories of what's the right team. Also depends on what you're building. There are a lot of factors that you could combine. First of all, you need people. I mean, I believe that people can ship games alone. I've seen that. But if you want to make the big bucks, I've never seen anyone that just, well, maybe Minecraft, but anyways, I've never seen anyone that can do that alone. I haven't met anyone in person that could do that by themselves. It's about the people you have. Then it's about the goals. And this is super important. When you're building a team, a lot of people have their own goals, right? So let's say that me and Jan, hi Jan, how are you? I just recruited you. So let's say that Jan wants to be the best developer ever. He wants to be able to code in every single engine, and then he wants to create his own engine. Good job, that's very ambitious. And let's say that, Lasse, how do I say your name? Lasse, very good. I lived in Sweden, I should know this, but okay, not that you're Swedish, but Nordic. Anyways, let's say he wants to be the best artist. And he wants to make 3D beautiful models. That's his goal. Somehow, I need to be able to align these goals. I want to make a lot of money. So I need to be able to align these 3 goals. And let's say, I'm sorry, I don't know your name, but the guy from Empires and Puzzles, he wants to be the best game designer ever. He's passionate about design. He wants to make that economy take. We need to be able to align those goals. It's about experience. Now, here's the deal. It's not about having 20, 30 years of experience only. That helps. These people are amazing, by the way. But it's about having a mix of that. It's about trusting someone that comes for the first time from a different industry. Who here graduated in games? Who here studied games? I actually did. Who here didn't? Fantastic. We actually have the luxury of working in the industry that anyone can work in. One of my level designers used to work with fashion, which made her brilliant. It's a mixture of experiences together along that makes a team rich. It's about culture. Who here speaks English as a first language? Native speaker? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not much, right? Who here is a second language? There you go. It's about culture. So if someone comes to me and say, hey, you're ridiculous, I'm going to be very sad. But I met people that you say that, they'll be like, oh, cool, I'm going to improve, so what do I need to do? And I'm like, oh my God. It's about culture. And it's about expertise. It's about having a team of generalists or people that have specific talents. It's about a person that just do rigs and a person that can do anything from the concept to the end. It's about what you're building and who you're building with. Are you still with me? Yes, we are. Good. Furthermore, I learned that word in the UK now. It's about communication. You need to talk. Your team needs to talk. See, I talk a lot. That's why I'm here. But they need to be able to talk between themselves. I need to create an environment in which communication thrives. I need to create an environment in which people are not afraid of asking. So I'll tell a little anecdote. I used to work in a very famous Japanese company. And so I used to sit here at my desk, making PowerPoints and spreadsheets, because that's what producers do, really. And there was this other person sitting next to me, right? And this person wanted to ask me a question. So what would you do? Hi, can I ask you a question? That's exactly not what happened. I received an email. Subject, question. Hello, Sabrina. Do you have the file X? Can you please send it to me? Thank you. It was not thank you, it was best regards, actually. What? So, I'm just giving you an extreme example, but teams need to be able to talk to each other. I know Slack is great, any other messaging is great, much easier, right? It just drags stuff, but you need to be able to talk to each other, however you see fit. So let's talk about teamwork. This is my favorite sentence. Applies in everything in life, guys. It works. But basically, you should know what you're working on, right? So it's much more than just daily stand-ups. Hi, so yesterday I rigged the character, and today I'm rigging a character. It's much more than this. It's showing, hey, so yesterday I rigged this character, I'm having this problem, or I found out this, or it's just very cool. Here, people, have a look. It's about sharing. It's about showing. It's about ownership. Success of a team is when yourself, the leader of the team, can become obsolete. People feel ownership of what they're doing, right? It did come from Spider-Man. It's about feeling that you own what you're working on, so you feel responsible for delivering. When you have a team that's committed to quality, things go smooth. Who here has ever had a team that never had problems? Thank you, because if you raise your hand, you're a liar, and I will call you out, and I will point fingers, because I'm not afraid. But it's about getting responsible for it. Dev testing their things before committing. It's about doing that. And it's about aligning. Alignment is key. So many problems comes because we're not aligned. Because designer wanted to do this, but there was no scope for it in the sprint. Because developer thought it was like that, but because there was no acceptance criteria in the story. It's because the artist wanted to do like this, and the camera maybe didn't support. There are too much draw calls. I don't know. But you have to be aligned. Team culture is fundamental. Oh, God, time. Okay. Building a team culture is fundamental. So I'm going to go through next tips real quick because my time is running out, and I talk a lot. So first of all, one-on-ones with everyone. What is a one-on-one? It's when you sit with another person, with you. And we talk on one-on-one. And she shares her deep secrets and regrets, and we bond and we have a drink. Well, that as well, but we'll do later. But basically is talking to people on a one-on-one basis. So today, I have a team of 23 people, right? I don't have time to sit with everyone every week. It's impossible. But I did, at least once, sat with one of them individually, presented myself, made myself available, and then encouraged their leads to be the ones talking to them bi-weekly, weekly, however you see fit. It's about having fun. So here I was telling the goals of this project. We're going to deliver from A to B in this amount of time. Here's the milestone plan. This is happening. Someone raised their hand and is like, are we going to have fun? Like, of course. But it's not only about me going and buying lunch for everyone, because that's called bribing. I do that as well. But whatever it takes. But it's about hanging as a team, It's about going and each one paying for their own doner kebab. And we just talk. And we just bond. It's about going out and playing, arcades. It's about many, many other things. Knowledge sharing, which is super hard. But who here has never been in a situation in which developer got sick, no one knew what they were doing because it wasn't their own branch, and no, we can't deliver. That's a problem, right? He's like, yeah. Happens to me quite often. Well, not anymore, because at least another person needs to know what's going on. Pair programming, guys. If you have the time, highly recommend. Game jams and hack days. Be creative together in a team. So it's very stressful to ship a game. When you're very committed and you have big bucks to make and you have big goals, you have to be very focused. That's why it's super important that the team gets creative together as a group. And they solve problems together. A team wall. So it's not about putting the milestones on the wall. I do that, of course. It's not about putting the sticky notes. I also do that. But it's about letting them put pictures of me there, photoshopped in whatever gorilla head. It's about letting them own something which makes it home, which makes it their space, creative. Mentoring and shadowing is also very important. It's part of my job to coach and mentor, but it's part of my job to find them people that will make them better, that will make them enrich the team. You're with me? I have 2 minutes, so we're going to run. This is the second quote I mentioned. Have you met this guy? Have you heard of him before? Little Stephen? Yeah? So he said that intelligence is the ability to adapt change. We use agile because it's cool, right? It's fashionable. But also because we need game development changes. When you make the first document until what you ship the product, a lot of things have evolved, hopefully. So why do you do that? And there's 2 reasons, which happened already. So incremental deliverable with an iterative process. Yeah, I learned a lot of big words. Basically, you need to be able to have a game process development in which you can make changes without people suffering in the end. You also need to be able to break down complex things into smaller things and deliverables. You still with me? Yes, good job. Look at that, slides, problems. No process is easy, right? So I'm going to talk quickly about planning sessions, dynamic backlog, and process feedback. I know, time's running. Let's talk about planning. Who does planning? So my planning sessions today take from 15 to 20 minutes. What? You don't plan? You dictate. No, I plan. But first, you need to have clear team roles. Who does what? Who's the lead? Who is in charge of writing the stories? Who breaks down the subtasks? Who does what? Who's the scrum master if you have one? What is the goal? So what are we doing for the next 2 weeks? Or 1 week, whatever. You need to be able to tell them. That's the first thing you say. By the end of the sprint, we're going to do that. Then make them empowered. I tell them, where do we need to go? They tell me, how do we get there? I don't know how we're going to get there. I don't know how to code. I can't draw. I can't make designs. I said I make PowerPoints and spreadsheets. They tell me how to get there. Good facilitation. I'm there to ask questions. I'm there to help. I'm not there to tell what to do. And I need to be specific and ask questions. Make sure they understand what they have to do. Make sure I understand how they want to do it. I'm running. Dynamic backlog. Always prioritize. So at the office nowadays, I have like a screen maybe not this big. This is like, wow. A little bit smaller than this, with the priority. This is the #1 priority. But this task takes about 2 hours to make. I don't care. This is the #1 priority. And make sure your team is the one saying, I don't care. To a point they understand why. Add stories on the fly to your backlog. I don't follow Scrum by the book. If something needs to be changed mid-sprint, it needs to be changed mid-sprint. It has to be a very good reason for it. But if there are new things or improvement things, then we add it to the backlog. And then we figure out when we're going to do it, based on the priority of things. Keep it updated. Acceptance criteria, everything. Keep it updated. What are we doing? How are we doing? Are there questions? Add it there. Keep it there. And easy access to everyone. Yes, I am like Auntie Jira now in this project, right? Auntie Handsoft or whatever, Trello. But remember where it is and let people know where it is. Auntie Post-its. I don't know how you want to call me, whatever. And the beautiful feedback. Who here loves feedback? You're a bunch of liars. We are all a bunch of liars. First, keep an open dialogue. So don't come and attack. You made a mistake. No, let's have a conversation. We're professionals, yeah? Process focus. It's very easy to give personal feedback. I can come to him, look at him with a big camera. It's like, that's a big camera. But it's not about the camera. It's about the picture. How we take the picture, when we take the picture. It's about the process. It's about improvement together. Good mediation. Remember, facilitate things. Help people say what they need. Take cultural differences into account. The word in English might not be what you think it is. Maybe it's wrong. I have loads of problems. You look at me like, oh yeah, she speaks English. I actually thought I did until I moved to the UK and I figured out I don't. But that's important. It's important for you to take that in consideration. Sometimes it's not what they mean. Keep it short and sweet, like I did not here today. Yes, sorry, I'm almost done. 4 things that I want you to memorize. 1, talk. A lot. They need to talk. You need to talk. Be available. Empower your team. Yes, it's a buzzword. Power to the people. But it is true. If they don't feel like they own what they're doing, they won't be committed. Make your goals clear. Make sure they know what they have to do and why. Why? And take into account team culture, where they come from, what they do, their expertises, what clashes and what doesn't. Find that goal in common. And adapt your process to your people and to your project. You have to. Don't follow anything by the book. What worked at King in January in the team that I had will not work at King in, when are we? September, with the team that I have right now. Because they're different people. We're doing different things. Or not. Whatever worked with me 5 years ago doesn't work now. I'm a different person. So please take that into consideration. Thank you. I don't have any time for questions, right?